Greetings, my fellow fiends. It's your buddy Boogeyman Ben here for another episode of Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. I want to thank everyone for checking out this video. This video is going to be talking about a horror con that I went to. It's also going to be talking about some personal stuff because the two, it kind of goes together. To give you a little bit of history, I'm going to say a little over a month ago, my wife and I found out that we were pregnant. This was our third pregnancy. So in 2010 we were pregnant, and what ended up happening with that one is it was a chemical pregnancy, so it was like a positive test result, and then over time the tests became negative, and her body just ended up rejecting it. In 2012 we were pregnant again, and we ended up having a miscarriage. So for a couple years, for the last couple years, we just weren't even trying again. We've been trying to have a child for going on 9 years, and just for whatever reason, it hasn't been meant to be. And then last month, we weren't even trying, and we weren't trying to get pregnant, and my wife came to me and told me that she got a positive test result. And things seemed to be going okay for a while. At first we were ecstatic that we were finally going to be having a child, and but we were also concerned because of what had happened 3 years ago. And what was going on was that her HCG levels were not going up like they should when someone is pregnant and as far along as my wife was. We went in for ultrasounds. There was nothing showing on the ultrasound. We kept thinking it was going to be like it was 3 years ago, where her body rejected it. Sort of like, it was a miscarriage. It wasn't to a huge degree, but, in terms of she wasn't far enough along for it to be something where she would have to have a procedure, but, we kept thinking that's what was going to happen. Well, this didn't happen this time, and the hormone levels kept going up, yet there was nothing showing on the ultrasound. And what this could lead to is an ectopic pregnancy, which means it could be in the fallopian tubes. And it caused quite a bit of concern, and we actually spent last Friday night in the ER for about 6 hours, and my wife had a procedure done, and I was with her the whole time, did everything, I was there with her. It was something that I hope that she never has to go through again. It was horrible. But what happened was, and why this is coming back to the horror convention, we had planned to go to the horror convention on Sunday. Because of everything that happened last Friday, I didn't want to go. I just wasn't in the mindset to go to a horror con. And it's all the way in Sacramento, which is about an hour and a half from where I live. I just was like, I just didn't want to go. She wanted to go. We kind of rested on Saturday, being that we were in the hospital from 6 o'clock in the evening last Friday until 2 o'clock in the morning Saturday. So that rest of the day Saturday, we just kind of took it easy. And what happened was we went back in for another blood test before we went to the convention on Sunday. So we drive to the convention, and she gets a call from her doctor that she needs to go back to the hospital. So we were at the convention when this happened. So I literally spent about 15 to 20 minutes at this convention, the Sinister Creature Con, and I wanted to go back sooner, but my wife wanted me to be able to meet the people that I had gone there to meet. But really, my head wasn't into it. It was, I just really was concerned for her, and just wanted to get her out of there, get her back in the car, and make the long drive back to where we lived, and get her back into the ER. And she's, since that time, everything worked out. We got back. She had another, this is the last case in terms of what the whole thing was, is why she had to go back to the hospital, is that the HCG levels were not dropping after the procedure she had on Friday. So she had to have this injection. It will completely get rid of wherever the pregnancy has gone, because at this point it's a pregnancy of unknown location. Means that it's not in her uterus, it's gone somewhere else in her body. And even though it's not in her fallopian tubes, it still could cause problems. And we didn't want it, it could jeopardize any of her organs. We don't know where it's gone. It could have gone into her abdomen. We don't know. So that's why we had to get her back to the hospital. I had to get her back to the hospital last Sunday, right away. So I did go to the Sinister Creature Con, and I'm sorry that this kind of got medical, but that's what's been going on in my life. This con was the first of its kind. It was in Sacramento. It was at the Scottish Rite Center where the Miss Misery Horror Con was back in 2012, and then in 2011 and 10 that I went to, and I went to the ones in 2010 and 2012, and then they never had one again. And then last year they had the Twisted Terror Con, which I actually volunteered to be a part of this year, and then that one didn't happen. So I was kind of getting bummed out, and then I found out they were going to have this new one called Sinister Creature Con, and it was more, there was a couple of high-profile people there, but for the most part it was more cult-based horror personalities, I found, but it was a really well-laid-out convention. It looked great. I wish I would have taken pictures of it, but there's a couple of videos circulating on YouTube that showcase the layout. There was a lot of cosplayers there. One scared the shit out of me because he was dressed like this gigantic, he was like this devil, and he was just this devil clown, and he just kept walking around. Right at one point, he was walking right next to me. He scared the fuck out of me. But there was a couple of really cool people that I really wanted to meet, and one of them, unfortunately, I didn't get to meet, and it was because we had to get out of there quick to get my wife to the hospital. So in the pictures, you'll notice I'm wearing a Pet Sematary shirt. And that's because Miko Hughes, who played Gage Creed in Pet Sematary, was there. He wasn't at his table when I first got there. He was the first one I went to look for. Did not see him. I took my Pet Sematary poster down. You can't really tell, but here it is. I was going to have him sign this. But unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see him. But I did get to meet two really cool horror personalities that I was really, really looking forward to and was so excited they were both there. The first one is going to be Nathan Bassell. He played Leslie Vernon in Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I took my DVD copy of Behind the Mask, and awesome guy. Really, really nice. Talked to him for a good while, and he was very very nice. He was actually his table was right next to Miko Hughes, so it was easy. Miko Hughes wasn't there, and I just walked over to Nathan, talked to him about this movie, which I absolutely love. And I should talk about this movie more here on the zone. I should actually bring this one up. But yeah, he asked me if I wanted a line from the movie, and I just said, he could pick whatever one he wanted, and I love the one he picked. He just put, "Ben, you have no idea how much cardio I have to do. It's ridiculous." Nathan Bassell, and I'll hold it up there so everybody can see it. So yeah, he was awesome. Really super nice guy. We talked about the sequel that's supposed to be happening, that's been in like development hell for quite a while. I told him I bought the Leslie Vernon figure to help support it because it was money that would go towards the production. I don't know why they don't have a distributor for that film. This film is fantastic. It's a terrific independent film if you haven't seen it, and he is terrific in this film. But you also have Scott Wilson, who was on The Walking Dead as Herschel. You have Robert Englund. You have the late Zelda Rubinstein. You just have a tremendous cast in this, and it's such a clever horror film. Really well done, and I hope that they do make the prequel to it. I mean, I would really love to see that film. And like I said, Nathan was an awesome guy, and I hope I get to meet him again. I'll bring some more of my Leslie Vernon stuff to have him sign. Just an excellent guy, and here's a shot of both of us right here. So yeah, Nathan was awesome. The other person I got to meet was someone I had a huge crush on in the 80s, growing up in the 80s. She was in quite a few films that I loved, one being Better Off Dead. No, that's not horror, but it's one of my favorite 80s movies. She was also in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, Last American Virgin. She was in Terror Vision, which is a movie I have not seen, but I've heard a lot about, and I want to check it out. But she was also in what I think is still one of the scariest movies ever made, and I think in this series, I think it's the best one, and that's Amity 2, The Possession, and I'm talking about Diane Franklin, who played Patricia Montelli. She was there. Absolutely gorgeous woman still, and very, very sweet. Talked to my wife and I, took pictures with us. She actually let me put on the trench coat. It was the actual trench coat she wore in Better Off Dead. And I was shocked she let me put it on. I don't think I look as cool in it as she did wearing it, but it was really, really sweet of her. And she just signed this. It says, to Ben, Diane Franklin, hugs and kisses, Patricia Montelli. Just a really, really awesome person. I was kind of tongue-tied trying to talk to her, but she was so sweet to my wife and I, and she was the last person I got to talk to before we left. And the person that was with her, you know, in terms of, you know, when they collect the money and take your picture and everything, they were saying, you know, you should try, because they liked my shirt, and they were trying to say, oh, you should try to find, are you here to see Miko? And we were gonna, you know, they said, oh, he should be back at his table any second, but we, you know, we were just kind of, we're like, yeah, we'd love to meet him. And then we, after getting her autograph and taking the pictures, we flew out the door. So she was awesome, excellent person to meet, and I'm so glad I did. And hopefully I'll get to meet her again and have her sign some other things that I have. Here's some pictures of us right here. So yeah, Sinister Creature Con. I think it was fantastic. The tickets were really reasonable. It was only $10 a ticket, and like I said, they had a lot of stuff going on. They really used the Scottish Rite Center really well, and I think the people that put the show on did a fantastic job. And I hope they do it again next year, because I would love for next year, under different circumstances, to be able to go and spend more time there, because I was they had a lot of cool vendors. They had cosplayers. They had people doing tattoos. They had all kinds of stuff going on, and it was so much better put together than some of the other. Like I said, hopefully they'll do another one next year, and this will be an annual event, that we can have one annual horror con. That's going to be about it. Like I said, just wanted to kind of a mix there. It's like, you know, some stuff about the con, some stuff about my personal life, but like I said, I just wanted to share that with everyone. And I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you so much again for watching Boogeyman Ben's Horror Zone. You guys are amazing fans, and like I said in the last video I did, I will be answering everyone's questions very, very soon. I'm sorry that people have left me comments and things, and I'm really, really trying to catch back up. I'm doing a lot more videos now. I got more coming up. There's a lot that I wanted to shoot this past weekend, because of the obvious, I wasn't able to, but I will be doing some video shoots very, very soon, leading up to Halloween. But yeah, just wanted to say thank you to everyone, and hope everyone has a great evening. Take it easy. Stay scared.